The Babysitter from Hell. The Jacksons were at their wits' end. After blowing through half the town's babysitters, they were left with a trail of refunds, angry Yelp reviews, and one ominous restraining order involving a hamster. Their kids, Timmy and Chloe, were the type of menaces that would make Lord of the Flies look like summer camp. But when Greta Steele showed up on their doorstep, the game changed. She wasn't like the others. For one, she was built like a Greek statue, if statues did CrossFit and could bench press the Parthenon. She wore a lavender dress that looked like it might split at the seams if she flexed too hard, and she carried a small leather bag that gave off the distinct aura of "don't ask questions." "Are these the precious little angels?" Greta asked, her voice so sugary it could have caused diabetes. Timmy and Chloe exchanged a look. Timmy, ever the agent of chaos, shot her in the forehead with his Nerf gun before anyone could answer. Without blinking, Greta caught the dart mid-air and crushed it between her fingers like it was made of wet tissue. "You've got good aim, kid," she said, tossing the remnants of the dart in the trash. "But bad judgment, let's fix that." Mrs. Jackson was halfway to handing Greta a list of emergency contacts when Chloe decided to test the new hire. "You can't tell me what to do, Muscle Granny," she said, flipping her juice box into the air. In one fluid motion, Greta caught the juice box, crushed it and locked eyes with Chloe. "Listen here, you tiny anarchist. I've tamed toddlers that could make prison inmates cry. You're not special, but if you want to play hardball, I'll gladly replace your Wi-Fi password with my rules." The kids froze. The Jacksons stared in awe. Greta clapped her hands. "All right, ground rules, no whining, no messes, no bedtime negotiations. And if I hear the phrase 'I'm bored,' you're scrubbing toilets, got it?" By the time the Jacksons left for their date night, Greta had the kids standing at attention like soldiers in a boot camp. She had turned the living room into an obstacle course made entirely out of laundry baskets, pool noodles and duct tape. "Move it!" she shouted, as Chloe crawled under a chair and Timmy attempted to leapfrog the ottoman. "If you're slow, you'll end up like the last kids I babysat, crying in the corner, thinking about their life choices." When Timmy tripped and tried to complain, Greta loomed over him. "Do you know how many squats I could do with you on my back?" she said, deadpan. "Do you want to find out?" By 7:30, the house was spotless. The kids had eaten their broccoli, and the dog, who normally barked at his own shadow, was sitting quietly on the couch, seemingly meditating. Greta poured herself a glass of water, her work practically done. "All right, bedtime," she said. "Bedtime's at 9, Chloe protested. Greta leaned down, her biceps flexing ominously. "Bedtime is whenever I say it is, kid. Now march." At 8 p.m, the house was silent. The Jacksons returned home, ready to hear the usual tales of destruction and mayhem, but instead they found Greta calmly reading a book while the kids slept peacefully upstairs. The dishwasher was running. The living room smelled faintly of lavender. Mrs. Jackson blinked. Are those our kids?" "They're good kids," Greta said, smiling. "They just needed a little structure. And fear. Mostly fear." Before leaving, Greta handed Mr. Jackson a small business card. "If you ever need me again, you know where to find me." The next morning, Timmy and Chloe woke up early, made their beds, and ate breakfast without a single fight. As they sat at the table in silence, Chloe whispered, "Do you think she's watching us right now?" Timmy looked at the window nervously. "I don't know, but I'm not risking it." Meanwhile, Greta walked down the street, already planning her next gig. In her mind, one simple rule rang true. Kids weren't bad, they just hadn't met their match. Yet.